Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Whitney is off tonight. We start with some breaking news. We are learning of reports of suspected fraud involving a large amount of money in the city's housing and homeless system. The city says the fraud was anywhere from $100,000 to $1 million. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley live in the studio tonight with what we have learned in the last couple of hours. Amanda?
Yeah, Mark, 2 Spokane City Council members are calling for a criminal investigation into the housing and homeless system. Now, in a press release, those council members say they learned about the alleged fraud from the city administration last week. Then, an hour after we got that release, we received a statement from the Spokane mayor, Nadine Woodward, on this situation. She says the Guardians Foundation filed a police report concerning an employee's handling of funds within the organization. The mayor has now ordered an internal audit of invoices the Guardians submitted to the city, along with payments made to the organization. Now, that process is underway. This information has been developing over the weekend as more city officials became aware of the concerns. City council members say the potential fraud could range from $100,000 to $1 million. Now, just in the last 30 minutes, I spoke on the phone with Mike Shaw, the CEO of the Guardians Foundation. He told me the foundation is currently conducting an internal investigation into a former employee with regard to possible mishandling of funds. He says this was discovered in an internal audit that started back in December. He would not identify the former employee or confirm how much money was taken, but he did say that so far the internal investigation shows the former employee transferred a significant amount of funds into their personal account. Now, he wanted to make it clear, though, the foundation reported this to police and wants to resolve the situation.
I feel like I've been trying to carry the burden and protect my employees, to keep them focused on what we do. It's been very difficult. I think betrayal is one of the worst things that can happen to people.
Now, we've filed a public records request for the police report the Guardians filed concerning the suspected fraud, and we'll keep you updated as this story develops. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. We are also tracking this story as it unfolds tonight. We have a reporter at City Hall tonight talking to council members, and coming up at 5, we are hearing from the 2 council members calling for the criminal investigation into the alleged fraud. In other news happening right now, people are gathering together at Mission Park in East Spokane for Indigenous Peoples Day. And that's where we find KREM 2's Janelle Finch to share more on how people have been celebrating today. Janelle?
Marchers are on their way back. They just marched around the community. For the last hour, they've been walking through Spokane, pounding on drums, chanting, singing, but this isn't the only celebration of Indigenous culture in our community today. Over at Red Band Park, the Urban Native Youth Organization is hosting a powwow. The ceremony honors the life of one of its community's 2 spirited elders. The event also includes cultural presentations, traditional dance, drums, and a vendor showcase. Unyo Cultural Program Director Velma Brim says Indigenous Peoples Day represents a reclamation of land and presence in the community.
We are taking back our history. We are going to tell our story. It is no longer being told by those who supposedly won over us. Now we get to tell who we are and where we come from and how we are going to live this life that we are given by our Creator. That's what this means.
This is the 7th year Spokane has celebrated Indigenous Peoples Day, and it's the 2nd year as a federal holiday. While the holiday lasts 24 hours, Brem says Spokane should know the presence of Native people and that it's not going away anytime soon. Unyo and other local organizations say that they're going to continue to host events and invite other communities to come and share with knowledge, cultural, and conversations. This march here ends at 5 p.m. But if you aren't able to make it out to this event, Riverfront Park is also hosting a stage presentation of a series of tales about Native American mythology that begins at 6:30 p.m. Until then, live in Spokane, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.
All right, Janelle, thank you very much. Well, we lucked out with yet another beautiful weekend here in the Northwest. It's one of the best starts to fall that we have seen in a long time. And we'll keep the good times rolling. Let's get straight to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy in tonight. And Jeremy, our forecast looks pretty great this week.
Yes, it does. One sec. We're going to fast forward. Let me find something. One of the best, Mark. The warmest start to fall we have ever seen. How about that one for you?
I like.
Took me a second to dig up the graphic, but yes, I will have more on this coming up in your full forecast. But for now, yes, it is the warmest start to fall we have ever seen. Today winds up a little bit hazy. Look, right down along the horizon, this is a little bit of haze. We had some cloud cover slide through along with a cold front, but that's just bringing some smoke from wildfires burning over kind of near Wenatchee. Near Wenatchee, you do have unhealthy air quality, unhealthy for sensitive groups along much of the Cascades. The rest of us just kind of in that moderate range, and that includes us here in Spokane. There's the cold front, already made it through Spokane, now working its way through southeast Washington and central Idaho. It moves out overnight. We'll watch temperatures fall. Tomorrow, we get back up to near 70. So tomorrow winds up being much cooler. Yes, near 70, but get this. Tomorrow night is the biggie. By Wednesday morning, we're waking up to what will likely be our coldest morning we have seen so far this season. We're talking the potential for many of us to drop down to near 32 degrees.
Oh my goodness. All right, Jeremy, thank you very much. We'll check back in with you later in the broadcast. Well, today marks 1 month since a 5-year-old Yakima boy went missing, and now his family is offering a reward. According to Yakima police, Lucian was last seen back on September 10th near the play area at Sarge Hubbard Park. He was reportedly last wearing blue shorts and a blue shirt with a shark on it. Washington State Patrol says the boy walked away from his parents and was last seen heading southeast from the park's parking lot. A statewide alert has been issued. Meantime, Lucian's family is now offering a $10,000 reward for his safe return. His aunt lives here in Spokane, and she told us they will never stop searching for their nephew.
We don't want this case to be forgotten. So we're trying to just push it out there as much as we can, have his face out there, have his story out there. This is something our family will never forget. We're going to keep searching until we find him, until we find answers.
A specialized team of FBI divers helped in the search for Lucian. Anyone with any information that could help is urged to contact Yakima Police Department. Well, new at 4 today, a wildfire truck stolen from Stevens County Fire District 2 last summer is now back in service. We first reported that it was missing back in May. Fire Chief Rick Anderson says a landowner found the truck in Lincoln County in July. The chief says it was parked on private land and hidden among trees and brush. After law enforcement recovered the truck, it took several weeks and $32,000 in repairs to get it back on the road. The chief says they put it back into service the last week of July. The man accused of an apparent gang-related shooting in North Spokane back in May has pleaded guilty to the crime. Spokane police believe Dwayne Delaney shot at 2 women out of revenge for shooting another gang member. Police arrested Delaney for attempted murder and assault charges. But last month, Spokane County prosecutors dropped the murder charge and reached a plea agreement. Under the agreement, Delaney pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree assault and unlawful possession of a firearm. His sentencing is set for November 4th. The Washington Department of Fish and Game is offering a $50,000 reward for information about poisoned wolves in Stevens County. For the past 7 months, the department has been investigating the suspicious death of 6 wolves within the Wedgepack territory. Toxicology results revealed all 6 wolves died from ingesting poison. The wolves are listed as endangered under state law throughout Washington. The illegal killing of a wolf is punishable by up to a year in jail and a $5,000 fine. For our previous reporting on wolves in Washington, just text us the word wolves to 509-448-2000. And happening today, the city of Spokane is asking for input on where a new South Hill dog park should be. Our Nicole Hernandez has a look at their proposed locations and how you can weigh in on the options.
So we are here at Underhill Park, which is one of the proposed spots for a new dog park. We sufficiently tired Oliver out by throwing his ball around, but this is just one of 3 potential spots. The others would be Lincoln Park and Hazel's Creek area. One of those 3 could potentially be the new South Hill Dog Park. The city of Spokane is asking dog owners to weigh in tonight in the first of 4 open houses. That meeting is at 6 this evening in the Mullen Road Elementary School multipurpose room. Right now, South Hill dog owners have been using an empty plot of land as the unofficial South Hill Dog Park, but that's where Spokane Public Schools is building an elementary school on that land. The City of Spokane's Park and Recreation Department says there's one dog park for every 115,000 people here in Spokane right now. That's way less than the average here in the Pacific Northwest, which is one per 26,000 people. And neighbors agree there should be more dog parks around.
I like to see them happy. You know, it fulfills me. It's fulfilling to see them out running around with the other dogs.
It helps them a lot with their behavior with other dogs and behavior towards other people.
So there's 3 more meetings coming up to talk about the potential spots. Wednesday at 7, the Southgate Neighborhood Council will discuss the Hazels Creek location. Tuesday the 18th at 6, Lincoln Heights Neighborhood Council is talking about the Lincoln Park location. And last Wednesday, October 19th, is when the East Central neighborhood will talk about Underhill Park. So again, that meeting is tonight at 6 o'clock at Mullen Elementary School. And while the dogs, of course, are super excited about the potential for a dog park, some neighbors have been coming up to us both here and at the other locations saying they don't want these places turned into dog parks. So a controversial topic for sure, but one to speak about at those 4 different meetings that are planned. In Spokane, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
All right, Nicole, thank you very much. And still to come on KREM 2 News at 4 today, the Coeur d'Alene City Council hosting a 6-hour community meeting about a new housing development possibly coming to the city. We'll tell you more about that. Plus, Seahawks running back Rashad Penny out for this season. What we know about his injury, benching the Seahawks All-Star. We're back after a quick break.